There I was, staying on the front yard, looking into the vacant house I once called home. All my belongings and memories were packed into boxes in a matter of days. It was a depressing day to say the least, but at the same time, it was liberating. The trek from Chicago to Seattle was finally upon me, and I was both nervous and excited to start my new adventure. Completely packing up your life is no easy feat, but doing so allows you to experience new cultures and broaden your horizons. Throughout my time in Seattle, I gained a better sense of spirituality. The first thing I noticed about Seattle was its numerous forests, mountains, and lakes it has to offer. And luckily for me, my house was placed right in front of a forest, so I got to see animals such as owls, bears, bobcats, mountain lions, and many more that I'd never seen in the Midwest before. In addition to the animals, I also got to experience hiking. My friends and I went on numerous hikes together, such as Mount Si, Rattlesnake Ridge, Twin Falls, and Franklin Falls, which are all very popular hikes in Seattle. Because of this, hiking became one of my favorite activities and exercises to do when I have nothing better to do with my time. After I got bored of hiking, I decided to take to the water. For Christmas, I had asked my parents for a kayak, but they thought it'd be funny to get me an inflatable one instead. So I did eventually inflate that kayak, and I took it to Lake Washington. And being in the middle of Lake Washington by yourself in a kayak, it was such an amazing experience for me. The lake was so vast and the water was so clear, and I truly felt connected to the planet we call home. In addition to acquiring a new appreciation for nature, I also broadened my horizons through open minded friends, and I began to become less judgmental of myself and others. Back in Chicago, all my friend groups consisted of Caucasians and African Americans. However, that was not the case in Seattle. I have friends that are Ethiopians, Mexicans, Pacific Islanders, Russians, and many more ethnicities that weren't represented in Chicago. I felt so grateful to be a part of their group because I got to learn more about their stances on societal issues and learn more about their culture and traditions. Another aspect of Seattle that caught my eye was the presence of the LGBTQ plus community. Back in Chicago, that group didn't really exist. People weren't very open about their sexuality. However, the kids that went to my school in Seattle were very open and proud about it. And that blew my 17-year-old mind because I had never experienced something like that. Like, I'd never witnessed people like that before. And I got to learn more about their community through the staff at my school. Overall, I was happy to learn about that because it was a very underrepresented group back in Chicago, and I wanted to open my mind. The last thing that Seattle taught me was to love myself. As a black boy born in Chicago, people have preconceived notions about you, such as your behavior, likes, and dislikes. The stereotypical black man in Chicago is ghetto, impoverished, lazy, and ironically, I was none of those. I was lucky enough to be born into a middle class family, and my family is very intelligent and motivated. Because I was so different from the stereotypical black man in Chicago, I was belittled and criticized on a daily basis. Because of this, my self esteem when I came to Seattle was very low. However, the people in Seattle didn't have those misconceptions about black people as they did in Chicago. I finally felt free from the shackles that had been holding my potential back for so long. It was truly surreal. All things considered, my relocation to Seattle allowed me to come to the realization that different styles of life lie outside the Chicago, Illinois bubble. Stepping outside my comfort zone was no easy task. However, it has reaped many benefits for me, and I've become a better person because of it.